that question will have got, my son.
But I fought the battlefield. Why don't they die? Why did you put them to death?
Showed courage in the face of the enemy, my son. Show it now before your own troops.
But I'm scared. Detail. Halt. Left. Face.
Do you want a blindfold?
Ready? Aim. Fire!
If you've been following this channel, you know that censorship is a very, very important topic to me. Fighting against it in any reasonable way possible is going to be one of the driving forces behind my content and the things that I do in life. I understand the private versus public platform conundrum, and I don't expect YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, all private companies, to allow whatever the heck we want them to let on their platform. That's not unrealistic. I'm sorry, that's unrealistic. And to be absolutist about this is not productive. My concern is that companies like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter have government protections via Section 230 as they claim they are not publishers of content, merely platforms. However, they are absolutely, in my opinion, publishers of content by the act of removal. They aren't actively creating content, but they are crafting content by the removal of certain content. And in my opinion, this should exclude them from Section 230 protections, a choice that they could easily make and remain private companies. That said, these videos always seem to get memory hold by YouTube, and I'm not exactly sure why, but I do appreciate everyone always sharing them, and I'm really glad to have a sponsor that stands with me against censorship, and that is Private Internet Access. Check this out. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, it's 2021 and everybody should have a VPN. The one I use is Private Internet Access. Why do I use Private Internet Access? Well, there's a bunch of reasons. First of all, they have a no log policy. Second of all, my one subscription is good for up to 10 devices, so I can protect my PC, my laptop, my cell phones, my tablets, and all sorts of other things. I use Private Internet Access. I recommend it to my friends and family when they ask. Look, it's also great to unblock geo-restricted content, websites, YouTube included, social media networks, find better deals online, play games blocked in your region, and protect your identity while keeping your data encrypted. They also have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it out risk-free, and CNET rated it as, quote, spectacular, and it's got PC Mag's Editor Choice Award for the past 5 years. And Private Internet Access has an amazing offer for you, subscribers of The Quartering. If you use my link in the pinned comment down below, you can save 77%. You can get total protection for $2.59 a month, get your online browsing protected, and help support the channel by signing up with Private Internet Access today. Keep your data for yourself instead of letting big tech take it and sell it for profit. Use Private Internet Access. I do, and your use of it will also help support the channel. Now, I've been covering two very big developing stories, both Facebook and Twitter actively suppressing very big news over the past couple of days. If you saw my first video yesterday, you know that the crew over at Project Veritas has uncovered some extraordinarily damning audio from a CNN director named Charlie Chester, who openly admitted to burying stories with inconvenient facts to protect activist groups like BLM. Chester also seems to have a problem with black folks, as whenever he refers to them, he whispers it. He also admits in his own words, that the network engaged in various propaganda and saw itself as an important tool to meddle in the political landscape of this country. That is not news. They also talk about the art of manipulation and how they spin stories and how they actively avoid stories where the perpetrator is an inconvenient color. These are things that anybody who's been awake already knew. But to hear somebody at CNN actually come out and say it was actually quite cathartic for me. Now, I wish my videos on censorship, Section 230, our First Amendment rights, I wish they were as popular as dunking on Star Wars. I know they'll never be, but for those of you that do watch them, I'm really thankful because it's an extraordinarily important story, and it's important that we fight against it. This is the entire reason I support, at my own detriment, every possible alt or new tech network and encourage viewers to go over there. I've been encouraging people to check out Odyssey for months. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment below. You should check it out. Also, if you're watching this video and you aren't yet subscribed, please understand that YouTube does not promote my content. And the only way you'll find it is by subscribing. So I hope that today will be the day you finally click that red subscribe button. I'm up to almost 50% of my viewers now are not subscribed. I know you have to create an account. We all know you have a bunk email address. I would be very thankful if you did. Now we also have Facebook coming out and censoring stories on the BLM co-founder's multi-million-dollar LA property empire. Users that wanted to share links to the Daily Mail were met with a message that said the article could not be shared. The same article in Black Enterprise was allowed to be shared by Facebook users. Black Enterprise and Daily Mail both cited the New York Post in their stories. Twitter recently suspended writer Jason Whitlock, a black man, by the way, for sharing the story. The story noted that Patrice Cullors, 37, had spent $1.4 million on an LA property. Well, in fact, it wasn't even just that. She has purchased 4 properties, spending somewhere near $4 million and choosing. And by the way, hey, look, we all knew it was a grift. I'm not surprised she made money doing it. She's a trained Marxist, by the way. But that said, it's curious to me that she chose to live in a city that was like 1% black. I thought, you know, she would want to maybe move to Compton and be the change she wants to see instead of moving to a gated white community in Los Angeles. Facebook has stopped users from sharing articles from the Daily Mail about BLM founder Patrice Cullors' multi-million-dollar property empire, while users were allowed to share it out from other outlets. Users that wanted to share links to this article said the content was removed for violating our privacy and personal information policy, a Facebook spokesperson told Daily Mail. Look, we all live by a set of rules. We don't know them, but there are the plebs like me out there, and then there is those that follow the narrative. Let me give you a great example. I have a second business. It's a different YouTube channel called Midwestly. It's not an alternate channel to this one. It covers entirely different content, basically hard politics. And I covered a certain thing getting pulled from the market. Right? I read 2 articles, one from The Verge and one from the New York Times. I did not editorialize it. And there are multiple videos reporting on the exact same thing that was removed from the market, except YouTube not only removed my video, but issued my channel a strike. I didn't spread any misinformation, but YouTube said I did. I then asked YouTube to review that decision, and it took them about 9 seconds to deny the claim. There is absolutely no chance they looked through the article and information I sent them to verify that I did not spread misinformation, but they don't care. That doesn't stop CNN and Fox News and MSNBC from clogging up the search algorithm with thousands of videos on the exact same topic. It's absolutely ridiculous, and that's why your direct support, I'm talking to my hardcore viewers right now. These are your direct support, those that go out of their way to subscribe, those that watch on Alt Tech, those that back on Subscribestar. Like, it takes so much extra work to compete, and I'm so thankful for you. And you see, this is not the first time Facebook has censored content from a conservative voice. I doubt the Daily Mail is conservative. Last month, social media platform removed a video interview from Lara Trump interviewing her father-in-law, Donald Trump. Readers of the New York Post on Facebook were also blocked from sharing that story about Color's multi-million-dollar property holdings. Again, I don't have any problem with her spending the money she grifted off people, but I'm just curious why she chose to live not around anybody that she claims to care about. You see here, Jason Winlock, do you even comprehend my take? She had a lot of options on where to live, and she chose the whitest places in California. She'll have her pick of white cops and white people to complain about. That's a choice, bro. Jason Whitlock, after having the tweet removed. Now, Facebook has said that, well, it's because people could use this information to, it's personal information. That's, of course, baloney sausage. We know that this is a dedicated effort to obfuscate the truth, to run interference. We saw this with the mysterious laptop. You see in the story emerged that she had spent $1.4 million on an LA property, her fourth home in her third city. Sounds like a certain Bernie Sanders to me. 4 homes? I don't know how many of my viewers have 4 homes, probably none, or even 2 homes. New York Post also reported that she bought 2 other LA homes in recent years and paid $415,000 for a 3.2-acre property in Georgia. On Tuesday, the BLM Global Network Foundation, of which Colors is the director, issued a statement saying that they had not paid for her house. Well, of course, they funneled it all through. They even have an airport hangar, a plane hangar here. She probably has a big fat salary built off the back of guilty white people. We know that. But what's extraordinarily frustrating is after Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe had put out these videos, Twitter banned him because he had multiple accounts in the same week in which he dropped absolute bombshells about the mainstream media and had more videos to share. It's happening right out in front of us. And we need to, look, Ted Cruz can retweet all this crap he wants and say he cares, but I want to see action. Twitter on Thursday suspended Project Veritas' James O'Keefe account for violations of manipulation and spam, according to the social media platform. The account you referenced, James O'Keefe, was permanently suspended. As outlined in our policy on platform manipulation and spam, you can't mislead others on Twitter by operating fake accounts. You can't artificially amplify or disrupt conversations through the use of multiple accounts. Twitter confirmed that to the Hill that O'Keefe's suspension was permanent. And people actually cheered for this. Look, I know that a million years ago they had some questionable reporting. I'm not asking you to believe things out of hand. I never would do that. But what I'm saying is when you have a 3-minute cut with plenty of context of video, you don't need to like the guy to watch the content and understand what he's saying is the truth. Mainstream media is an absolute joke. Section 230 protects these companies that are actively censoring the truth from citizens. Please support your favorite independent news creators, whether they're YouTubers, bloggers, or podcasters or whatever, because we're really the first line of defense against this kind of stuff. And we don't have the power that these huge mainstream corporations do. James O'Keefe exposed them, and as a thanks, he got suspended off Twitter. Are you joking? Please leave a like on this video. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll talk to you again real soon.